Right, it says it's live, so I'm going to assume I'm live. Welcome everybody. I am starting a new game in Final Fantasy IV because I just wanted to play it. I'm feeling pretty good. I got some good stuff going on. Um, so we'll see how this does. It's the Pixel Remaster. I can't promise there won't be issues. And I can't promise there won't be issues with, like, frames and such. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Captain will arrive at Baron shortly. Very well. I've played this game probably like 20 times. So I may end up just kind of talking over a lot of it and not really explaining much going on. But I really enjoy this game. It was the first Final Fantasy game I ever played. Rented it at Blockbuster in the Final Fantasy Chronicles version, which came with FF4 and Chrono Trigger on the PlayStation. And I kind of just fell in love with it, despite that version really being just god-awful. I have purchased or been gifted almost every single version of Final Fantasy IV since then, and that would have been like 2002, maybe? A lot of interesting things they've done with the Pixel Remaster. They took out all of the extra stuff from the Game Boy Advance versions, the Finest Fantasy for Advance versions. I'm sure a lot of you have seen that already. And... oh, hello. Cat up here. Yelling at me. And they've also, like, updated the graphics a bit. It's playing at a much larger size, but it still kind of looks like the Super Nintendo version. The script, I think, is the GBA script for the most part. All the extras from the DS version I don't think are in this. I don't know. To be perfectly honest, I've not played this version all that long. I've gotten to Kaipo, and that's as far as I've really gotten. Other things they've added to this version, you've got, for playable characters, you've got, like, colors around their name in the text box. Cecil's there is that kind of tealy blue, and you'll see that for a few others, which sort of spoils, if you've never played it before, who's going to be in the party. But it's not the end of the world. Anyway, other interesting things that have happened. I was offered my job back, my old job, that I had lost because of I think the Game Grumps call it the Backstreet Boys reunion tour. I was offered my job back there. The job I took at the end of last year also asked for me to come back again this upcoming year, so I'm going to be maybe doing both. I've been toying with that idea, and hopefully I'll be able to do that. I was diagnosed with an attention disorder of some kind. It's not exactly clear what, if it's like just a manifestation of my bipolar disorder, or if it's just me getting older, or what it is, but that was good to get because it was just kind of confirmation of things I had been thinking. So to kind of recap the story, that's where the king is looking for the crystals, and he sent Cecil out to get the crystal from Miss Cydia, and Cecil's having bad feelings about it. But he's still going to hand over the water crystal, doing his duty. Baigen kind of has the king's advisor there kind of has the feel of a bad guy, and there's good reason for that. The story is fairly cliche. Cecil here is gonna speak up and be stripped of his command. But it's still fun to play. I enjoy the game, maybe not despite its faults, but including its faults. So the king gives us a bomb ring and tells us we have to take it to the village of Mist. I wonder what the bomb ring could be. And our buddy Kane comes in. And almost gets stripped of his rank as well. So we get the bomb ring, which in other versions is called like a carnelian ring or a signet ring, and kind of hides what it is. I don't know why they just left it as the bomb ring here. Probably because, honestly, I probably could, probably could boot up the Japanese version and find out. It's not very long into the game. It's less than 10 minutes. So lots of interesting story beats here. Cecil became a Dark Knight because of the king, and now the king doesn't really feel the same anymore. And Kane became a Dragoon because of his father. Felt he could keep a closer connection with him if he became a Dragoon. I've got about an hour, a little less than an hour, before I've got to hop off here. So I'm going to try to get to Mist. Maybe a little further. We kind of don't have to do all this exploration. And actually, I don't know why I'm still doing this exploration. There's nothing on this side of the castle that we can get. But we can continue the story. Following this way, we've got Rosa. She's our white mage and our girlfriend. Thank goodness you're alright. I was so worried. You left on such short notice. We're fine. I wish I could say the same for the Mysidians we slaughtered. Huh. Interesting. Not a viewer, but you're leaving a comment. Well, welcome, Anna. We don't need to be in here. I've only got an hour. I want to go around this way. More story. We've got Sid. Well, 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 look who's back. How are my airships? So Sid notices we're down, and we tell him everything that just happened. Sid's kind of like a crazy uncle in this game. There's been a Sid in, I think, every Final Fantasy game since 2. And he was retroactively added to 1. This is just our maidservant. She has nothing really extra to add. And we can just go to bed. Hi, kitten. How are you? Oh, you're hungry, I know. Well, I'm telling you, you're gonna get food in like 20 minutes. Just go wait by your food machine. I am not your food machine. How could I cross Kane? Cecil. What's going on? You just returned from Mysidia, and now you must journey afar to battle some phantom beast. It's all too sudden. Everything's fine. Phantom beasts is one translation of Esper. And other times they just use Esper, or Eidolon is often used. They all basically mean the same thing, summon monsters. The best song in the game. Absolutely the best song in the game. Theme of Love. So Rosa's comforting him. And then he's going to go to bed. She's just going to leave. Instead of comforting him further. You leave for Mist early tomorrow, right? Yeah. Don't worry. Kane's coming too. I'll be fine, trust me. Please come back to me in one piece. And then she just leaves. You know we can never truly be together. As a Dark Knight, you can't be together. But maybe as a not Dark Knight, you could. You ready for combat? Always. Lead the way. And then we get, I think for the last time, the opening text crawl. I think this is the last mainline Final Fantasy game that used an opening text crawl like this. You can see the two moons in the back. Well, incidentally, there might be some like text wrapping issues. I replaced the original font with the Japanese font because, well, I hated the tiny skinny font. So the airship was the birth of its militarism, and then its Royal Air Force. The Red Wings, which Cecil was commander of and no longer is. Now monsters are multiplying, Baron's exploiting its power to get the crystals. Why? Why should we care? Like, I don't know why we should care. The crystals merely shed their light in silence. This is also the second game in a row, but third game in the series that use crystals kind of as a plot device. In 2, there's not really crystals. 2 is much more kind of a almost rehash of like the Star Wars formula. Anyway, we're gonna come over here and fight around for a little bit. Not too much. And we're trying to pick up a couple specific items that are very rarely dropped. And we're just gonna do this for a little bit. Just a little bit. And these specific items are for a character we'll get later. But they're useful. And they drop as just a kind of a white circle or a gray circle and the name of the monster. And there's Goblin, Cockatrice, which are the only two I think we can get over here, and Mind Flayer and Bomb. And one of the additions to the Pixel remaster is that they have changed the drop rate of these, because they used to be absolutely ridiculous. Like 1 in 256 or 1 in 512 or something. I don't know. I don't know exactly. But it was a super rare drop from these monsters. And I got a goblin on the other one that I was playing around in, my other file. So I just want to see if I can get goblin on this one, because I know they changed the drop rates to be a little bit better, and they might be like 1 in 64 now. Plus we'll get a couple levels. We will just do this until Cecil's gained 2 levels. There's no real reason to. We can get these as we just progress. But they're fun to have. Cockatrice is a useful spell. Because I believe it casts Break. And Goblin's pretty powerful. So it would be nice to get both. Or either. Or both. Not that, again, not that we can use them yet. Kane's leveled up. We'll do one more level for Cecil, and then we will just move on. Cecil and Kane are both relatively strong for this point in the game. We should not get used to that at all. Also, this game, like 2, has kind of a revolving door of party members. So there are certain points where it's really a good idea to de-equip certain party members. Just so you can get a little bit of extra gil. You don't have to. But it's just something that I usually do. We're doing this little grind just to see if we can get a goblin. Or a cockatrice. Cockatrice will drop from the Helldiver and anything else that looks like it. And goblin will drop from goblin and anything else that looks like it. I'm also not too concerned about talking too heavily over the music, because Square Enix put out a message to streamers that they could stream these games as long as it wasn't like directly reusing the game for profit, like selling it or anything like that. So, yeah. Should be fine. Maybe it'll get shut down. I don't know. Alright, we got one more battle before we gotta move on. Come on, Goblin. Drop, Goblin. Oh, we did get a Phoenix down from one of those Helldivers a little bit ago. Nope, nothing. Alright. We'll have more battles as we continue. We can go into Baron here. There's not really too much that we can pick up. But there's a little bit. The weapon and armor shops are closed off for game progression reasons. But we can come down the waterfall and pick up some of these hidden items, which is real nice. It was just the tent in the hourglass. It was just the tent in the hourglass. And there's hidden items like throughout the game. What's this old lady say? The door on the far west side of town leads to an old waterway that goes right up to the castle, but it's been locked for years. That's a secret tip that we will get more info about later. This is Sid's house. His daughter's very upset that he's so tired. We can move in 8 directions, which, I mean, it's fine. It's useful because I'm using a analog stick, but I don't think it's really necessary. Alright, down here, this little round forest is a Chocobo Forest. Oh, I keep pressing the left face button to speed up battles by going into auto battle mode. We'll see that a bit later. So white Chocobo will heal your MP. So if you're stuck somewhere and you've got a mage with you, one thing you can do is, you know, go to a Chocobo Forest, heal everybody, and just keep adding, or keep touching the white Chocobo for as long as you need. Alright, this is the cave we want. There's scripted events throughout the cave. Not like these. These insectuses, insectum, if they get a turn off, can slow us. Oh, here's the other thing about the Pixel Remaster is they give you a full map of each area, which kind of takes the fun out of kind of takes the fun out of exploration. But in games like, you know, I guess in games like 2 and 3, where the exploration is more tedious, it's very useful. Games like this, it just kind of serves to remind someone who's played 100,000 times exactly how to get to a specific treasure chest. Or, for someone who's not played before, to, you know, actually find everything without being too concerned about, you know, missing things or getting too frustrated. Also, it's not really super important to find everything, and you don't have to use the map. You do get that mini-map in the corner, but you can turn that off with the start button or the equivalent. So we're gonna, I think, just continue out. We do have a boss coming up. Remember, we were sent over here because of the phantom beasts. Got another pull. Now you should be sending. Okay. My one microphone is dying all the time. I apologize. I don't understand why. I might have to replace the USB cable, but for now, this is now the audio quality we've got. Alright, so it is what it is, what it is. And I've lost all of my sound. Sadness. Alright, well, such is life. We've got a boss battle, boss. Leave now or suffer the consequences. We shan't leave. Yes, we ignore your warnings. Alright, we've been kind of ignoring the boys' special abilities because, I mean, they're not really needed to take down the regular mobs. So instead, we have been just auto-battling. Kane's jump, however, is really useful because it gets him out of the way and takes him out comme ça. I don't know. You're a bot. We have to wait. Like we have to wait. And now I can attack again. Should be dying shortly. Look at all these bots. If they're not a bot, they would say they weren't a bot. Cecil, thank you. If we attack it while it's in mist form, it'll do a pretty strong counterattack. I have no desire to deal with that, so I'm not going to attack it in mist form. If I can help it. And it goes down. And we have gotten to Mist. Before we go into Mist proper, we're going to do two things. First, we're going to remove everything on Kane. Second, we're going to save. Huh. Oh. Oh, I see. So, 4 there was my original file. 1 was my other original file, and 2's now this file. Anyway, we've gotten to Mist, and hopefully to nobody's surprise, the ring is glowing. Oh no! How could these bombs have come from this bomb ring? Oh goodness. And in the DS version, which has voice acting, this scene is just like a Monte Cristo sandwich. Absolutely ridiculous. So this little girl's dragon, her mom's dragon, was that summon beast we fought, and we killed it, which killed her, and we're responsible for it. And as, you know, most 6-year-olds would be, she's quite upset. Gonna have to get rid of the girl, says Kane, because he's figured out that the king wanted the summoners gone. She's just a child, and we're going to defy the king. I owe the king much, but can't disgrace the dragoons. So that near, like, heel turn Kane just about had. Remember that. Remember that. It's important. And Kane's whole motivation is Rosa. So. not Cecil. Rosa. So the place is dangerous, we'd better get going. What about the girl? We can't leave her. We'll have to take her with us. It's alright, we won't hurt you. Does he really think this is going to work? Because, like, we just admitted to taking down her mother, and now we want to kidnap her. I feel this girl is doing absolutely everything she should be doing. And we're not going to attack a child. If we press the top face button, it will let us switch between any characters that already have their ATB bar filled. Just in case you were wondering what I was doing there. And the girl, just like her mother, is a summoner and summoned Titan, which brought down the entire mountain. I'm sad I don't have the music anymore. Hopefully it's still coming through. I have to get her out of here, Kane. I pray that you're alive. So that's why we unequipped Kane. And again, I've played this game a lot. So I know, you know, what we gotta do at certain points. For some reason, being buried in rubble healed Cecil completely. Who knows why? Who cares? We want to get to Kaipo in the desert. Place to rest? How about the weapon shop? No, no, you're right. The inn is a better choice. She's very pale. Is she alright? Get her to a bed quickly. She can rest here free of charge. And he's gonna let us rest here free of charge as well, despite having not said that. Are you alright? My name is Cecil. What's yours? I'm so sorry about your mother. I understand if you can't forgive me. Will you at least let me protect you? I mean, you took down her mom. I don't think I would want to talk to you either. Burned down her whole village. Ooh. And another boss battle. All summoners from Mist must be annihilated. Not a chance. All I think of is Sindel from Mortal Kombat Annihilation. You too shall die. We want to take down the general first. Because we want as much experience as possible. And I've got... Actually, I've got like 26 minutes left. So after this fight and after the little story beats afterwards, I'm probably going to end the stream. Try to figure out what's going on with my good mic. And fix that. Okay. Now that the general is gone, the soldiers will hit each other. If we had been just a bit faster, we could have used darkness to take out all of them, but we took out just the one. Anyway, that's why we wanted to take down the general first. It's so that we got more experience from taking down all four instead of just the soldiers. If you take down the soldiers first, or all of the soldiers first, the general will just run away. And I think it's more poignant if you take out all four of them. But that's just me and just kind of role-playing a little bit there. So if you missed that, she said her name was Rydia. and she is a summoner. As a summoner, she can call phantom beasts, like Chocobo, which casts Chocobo Kick. She has no other magic right now, and she's not very well equipped. Rods are going to be better for her at the moment. Later, she'll be able to equip whips, which will lead to her eventual best weapon, which is the Fire Butte. Fire Butte. But this is gonna be where I end the stream. I shared my celebratory newses. I'm going back to my job. I might be keeping, you know, my other job, and also I got a new diagnosis. So thanks for sticking around. I might play more Final Fantasy IV later if you're into it, or even just if I feel like it. But welcome to 2022. I hope everyone's doing really well. And you can find me on Twitter if you want to, at JD Kaplonsky, or you can find me, well, here. So, yeah.